Hi, welcome to the Women Money Business Podcast. I'm Dr. Basra, and I want to talk to you today about something that I get asked often is, how do I do it all? And so many people will say to me over the years, like, I don't know how you do it all, you spin so many plates and you make it look effortless. And where do you find the time? That's the biggest thing they always say to me is, where do you find the time to do it? And the truth is that it's like me, I'm prioritising basically what I feel matters the most to me. And that I'm able to do that by organising, systemising things that I do. So everything that I do, that people sort of see on LinkedIn, social media, I want to do those things. I don't just do them because I've got nothing better to do with my time. Because I want to do them, I make time for those things that I do want to do. So yes, I'm a mother. I have 2 businesses. I have my own podcast. I also chair a forum, and then I also help and mentor women in healthcare. And the reason that I do all of those things is back to the beginning. I want to do them, and I think we all have. Well, I don't think I know. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, and it's up to us and for yourself to choose what you do with that 24 hours. And it's also looking at how you spend your time, how you're most productive, or when you're most productive, and how you're most productive. For example, like my husband, after 5 o'clock, there's no point having any conversation with him about anything that requires any brain power, because he's switched off for the day. Whereas for me, when I've gone to work for the day, I come home, that's when I go into creative mode. And I've got sort of all those things that I wasn't able to think about in the day, or I'm not able to think about. Maybe I've parked in the day. I'm now able to explore because I'm in my safe space. I've got sort of all the things around me that I need to have around me. And then it's sort of just managing that time, and in terms of when you're most productive, who you're most productive around. Because like I said, if I speak to my husband of an evening about anything that's sort of strategic, for example, he can't engage. Whereas if I was to have a call with my mentor, for example, and talk about that, then we're on the same wavelength, and that then becomes even more productive conversation. And then in terms of balancing time with family and children and things like that, and being a mum or being a wife and being a cook and a cleaner and all everything that comes along with being a person with a family, it's just, again, prioritising that time. So from when the kids come home to when they go to sleep, that's the time that they may not be on the devices for a little bit. They may want to play outside, and I have lots of cooking for them, getting involved in cooking. And then once they're in bed and things like that, then that's sort of, yes, it's sort of a couple time, but then it's also that sort of chill out time as well. And sometimes, often with me, it can be strategy time in our house, which is why my husband just zonks off there. So that I just wanted to sort of speak about that, because I've been getting asked that a lot recently, and I have done for most of my life, to be fair. Number one, how do you do it all, and why do you do it all? And I think the biggest reason for me, well, maybe not the biggest reason, or I think just niggles me a little bit, is when people say, why do you do it? Why do you do that? Now, I wouldn't be doing something if I didn't want to do it. And I've got no judgment of anybody else that doesn't want to do the things that I do. But then at the same time, I just think I'm not asking for anything of anybody but myself. And sometimes people say to me, like, I think you take too much on, I think you need to just calm down a little bit. But then I know what drives me. I know that I can't just sit and just maybe watch a film anymore for like 3 hours, because in my head I've got so many different things going off, different ideas, different things that I want to do. And it's not a stressful place at all, which I think maybe some people feel that it could be stressful. It isn't a stressful place. It's a very creative space in my head. And I think the more I speak to different people, I realise that there are other people out there. I was speaking to a lady last week, and she was she's actually one of my patients, and she was telling me how she is on a national board for a organisation, which I don't really want to go into because it's privacy and stuff. But for that, she's does a lot of events for them, national events. She's been asked to write a book by V&A. She also lectures at a very prestigious Oxford Cambridge University. And she then also has a social life, and then she also has time to come get her Botox and stuff done. And I was just saying to her, like, this is me. Like, I am very similar to you, and that's what's kind of prompted me to record this podcast. Just talking about that there are people out there, male and female, whatever, that do thrive on that adrenaline and that desire and that hunger to do so much with their lives. And for me, I just think, I don't know how long I'm going to be here for, and I want to make an impact, and I want to deliver value, and I want to be creative and sort of use my brain to the maximum of my potential, just to get all of my creative stuff out there in whatever format that is. And very much, if I lock into something, I won't stop until I've finished it. And that's a toxic trait for some people, but for me, it's enabled me to achieve various things in my life that maybe others, but maybe not failed at, but maybe have not been able to keep up with the pace of. And yes, it can be difficult, I suppose, if you're living with somebody like me, because I will just keep working until I finished it. But then I don't feel bad for it, and it doesn't affect my health. I just feel very satisfied once I've got the outcome and it looks, or it does done what I've tried to make it do. That's what drives me. So I'm pretty fairly confident that there are other people like me out there, just like the lady that I spoke to last week. So it'd be good to hear from you guys and see whether you guys can resonate with anything that I'm saying. And then likewise for people that do feel they want to be more productive and they're not sure how to do that, how to do what, like, the time blocking, organising, or the meal prep and stuff. I don't meal prep officially as such, but then I do have in my head, I'll buy meals that I'm going to cook for the week, so I've got a bit of an idea. In terms of time blocking, again, it goes back to when are you most productive, and to use that time. And then just set yourself a little plan, a little goal setting plan or whatever, and what you want to achieve by when, and just hold yourself accountable if you don't want to share it with anybody else. And just do those little baby steps. You don't have to spin 17 different plates, but if you want to add one more plate to your mix, then why not try doing that? I'll see you on the next one. It's a really good one, the next one, and take care. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. Bye.